Welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely pumped you're here today because, well, we're diving into a topic that's literally rewriting the rules of how the world works. We're looking at AI agents, basically the digital workforce of 2026. You know, a lot of experts out there are already calling this the single biggest technological shift since we got the internet or, the smartphone. It really is that massive. We're totally moving beyond those simple basic chatbots into a world where artificial intelligence is actually doing real autonomous work at an unbelievable scale.
So let me hook you right out of the gate with a massive question. What if an AI could act like a real, actual employee? Just think about the implications of that for a second. We're not just talking about a machine that, answers trivia questions or helps you draft a polite email to your boss. No way. Imagine an intelligence that actively researches complex information, writes long-form content, creates videos, manages your chaotic calendar, and even builds completely functional websites. And here is the real kicker. It does all of this automatically, without you needing to constantly hold its hand. We are shifting from an era of digital co-pilots right into an era of autopilots. You're no longer just assisting the machine, you are delegating to it. That's the reality of 2026.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the AI paradigm shift. Second, how AI agents work. Third, real-world tools and uses. Fourth, the risks of automation. Fifth, how to get started, and finally, the future of work.
All right, starting off with Section 1, the AI paradigm shift, going from chatbots to digital coworkers.
To really wrap our heads around agents, we first kind of have to redefine our baseline. See, traditional AI, like the standard versions of ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude that we're all used to, is strictly conversational. You give it a prompt, it responds to that prompt, and then boom, the task is finished. It's like a ping pong match, right? It just stops and waits for your next serve. AI agents, on the other hand, well, they play the whole game. An agent understands a broader, overarching goal, it maps out its own sequence of events, takes action, uses external tools, remembers the ongoing context of what you're doing, and then loops its logic to keep working totally independently until the entire job is 100% finished. Just consider this massive difference in delegation. If you ask traditional AI how to create a YouTube video, it's going to give you a very nice, highly structured to-do list. But an AI agent? It takes true ownership of the whole process. I will research the topic, write the script, create thumbnails, edit the video, optimize SEO, and prepare it for upload. You see the huge leap there? You are no longer just asking for some strategic advice, you're effectively handing off an entire multi-step project to a highly capable digital employee.
Moving on to Section 2, how AI agents work, the engine behind autonomy. Now, let's peel back the curtain and demystify the complex mechanics of how these systems actually achieve this independent behavior. AI agents basically operate on this continuous loop made up of 5 major steps. Let's walk through a real-world example here. Step 1 is understanding the goal. Say you tell the agent, hey, create a complete business presentation about the electric vehicle market. The AI analyzes what that broad task actually means in the real world. Step 2 is planning. It creates a strategy, deciding it needs to research EV trends, gather raw stats, structure the slides, design the visual aesthetics, and even write out speaking notes. Step 3 is using tools, which is where it actually leaves its little sandbox to fetch real data. Step 4 is memory. If you're building a massive project, the agent remembers your specific corporate design style, your company name, and past feedback, so it doesn't just repeat the same mistakes. But Step 5? That is the absolute secret sauce of 2026 AI. Decision-making. If a generated slide looks cluttered or a stat seems outdated, the AI looks at its own result, corrects it, redesigns the layout, and tests another version. That self-correction is exactly what separates a basic script from true autonomous intelligence.
Expanding on that third step, using tools, is absolutely crucial because it bridges the gap between basic software and human-like interaction. Just like a human worker sitting at a desk, AI agents can use a massive array of external tools. We're talking browsing the live web, opening calculators, writing and compiling code, managing spreadsheets, connecting to company APIs, manipulating design tools, and querying massive databases. But what's truly mind-bending about all of this is that an agent isn't just silently pulling data in the background. It can literally drive the mouse cursor, type in passwords, click buttons, and hit submit on web forms. It interacts with your computer's interface the exact same physical way you or I would. Crazy, right?
Okay, Section 3, real-world tools and uses. Theory into practice. So who's actually using this right now? Well, we are watching a technological evolution happen in real time, and it's being driven by a fascinating mix of platforms. It really kicked off with tools like AutoGPT, one of the earliest systems to prove the concept of breaking down tasks and executing workflows entirely autonomously. Then Agent GPT came along and made that raw power super accessible to anyone right in a web browser. But now we're seeing systems like Crew AI, which literally let you spin up a collaborative company of AI bots. You can say, okay, you're the lead researcher, you're the senior writer, and you're the critical editor, and they will actually talk to each other to refine a product. For the really heavy lifting, you have LangChain, which is this deeply advanced framework for developers, and OpenAI's agent systems tackling highly complex corporate tasks. The market has totally shifted from building single bots to architecting entire interconnected ecosystems.
Because these frameworks are so incredibly robust, they are rapidly transforming almost every single industry out there. And this isn't just about downloading new software. It's about fundamentally eliminating departmental bottlenecks. Take e-commerce, for instance. Agents aren't just passively watching inventory on some dashboard. They are dynamically predicting shortages, drafting purchase orders, and preemptively emailing suppliers before the human managers even realize there's a problem. In software development, the agent isn't just pointing out a syntax error. It's actively rewriting the broken code, running the tests, and submitting a pull request for a human to review. Businesses are automating comprehensive customer support and complex financial reporting. Content creators are using them to spot algorithmic trends and draft entire content calendars. The speed and cost efficiency being unlocked across the board here are genuinely unprecedented.
Which brings us to Section 4, the risks of automation, a sobering reality.
As incredibly powerful as these systems are, they definitely carry significant, undeniable risks that require serious attention. Experts everywhere are discussing the harsh realities of job displacement as businesses figure out how to automate large operational teams. There are deep, systemic concerns regarding the rapid spread of algorithmically generated misinformation, severe data privacy vulnerabilities, and the automation of highly realistic malicious deepfakes. But perhaps the most pressing concern for tech organizations right now is the black box problem, the danger of an AI making critical decisions entirely without human supervision. Think about it. If an autonomous agent decides to fire a supplier, alter a medical record, or execute a massive financial trade, and we don't fully understand the internal logic of why it made that choice, the liability is just immense. Because these risks are so potent, global organizations and lawmakers are heavily focused right now on developing necessary regulations and strict guardrails.
Let's shift gears to Section 5, how to get started, your beginner roadmap.
Adapting to this new landscape is absolutely essential so you don't get left behind. Even if you already use AI every day, moving into agentic workflows requires a pretty profound shift in your mindset. You're transitioning from being a mere user to becoming an orchestrator. Step 1 is mastering those core foundational language models. You really need to understand the nuances of how they reason. Step 2 requires treating prompt engineering not as casual chatting, but literally as coding with words. Precision is everything. Step 3 is where the real magic happens, learning automation. By using API integrators like Zapier or Make, you essentially give your AI hands, the ability to reach out and manipulate other software platforms independently. And finally, step 4 is to build small projects. Architect a custom AI study assistant or an automated inbox manager. Putting these systems together piece by piece is for sure the absolute fastest way to transition your skills into this new era.
And finally, Section 6, the future of work, fully automated digital teams.
The future outlook based on our current trajectory is honestly staggering. Experts predict that AI agents will soon be entirely capable of running complete online businesses from the ground up. They'll autonomously manage global social media presences, and the entertainment industry is going to see agents generating entire cohesive movies. We're looking at the very real possibility of fully automated companies, entities operating with zero human employees, driven entirely by specialized digital teams collaborating at light speed. And on an individual level, we're moving toward a future where every single person will have their own highly personalized AI assistant working on their behalf 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're transitioning from a world where you are simply the employee to a world where you are the manager of a tireless digital workforce.
The global economy is changing faster than most of us even realize, and deeply understanding this technology is quickly becoming one of the most vital skills for the modern era. I really want you to internalize everything we've explored today, and I want to leave you with this final, highly provocative thought. If you had a highly capable digital worker available to you every second of every single day, what would you want your own AI agent to do? Thank you so much for joining me on The Explainer, and keep learning.